Hey, welcome back, guys. I don't know what part this is. Maybe part 4. I don't know. I got my RC10 4-wheel drive set up on my XSR, my Spectrum. You guys have seen I did a video on unboxing that a few months back. Actually, it was Christmas, because that's what I did. I got it for Christmas from my son and my wife. But yeah, I do like this radio. I'll do a follow-up on this radio, but I like it because I like the Spectrum DX3 Pro that I've always used. It's over there. So I knew I really wanted to have this when it was coming out. Totally, I like Spectrum. You know, my son's got the Futaba, that high end one, and I like it, but I didn't want to switch over every single receiver I have, in the 5Ts and stuff like that. So yeah, I got it set up on my iXSR, and I have the black box ESC in here with a really 13.5 motor, and just a Savox servo. I've got a few of those, so I just threw that in. I think that's a 1257. I don't know which one that is. I'm not sure which one that is. The only thing left I got to do is mount the receiver and put the antenna wire in, and then I got to put the gear cover on. I'm waiting on pinion. Right now I've only got a 20 tooth pinion in here because that's all I had. My son took 23, I believe, and all I had was 21, 22s. And I want to try, I want to go up 23, 24, 25. And a lot of guys are running 26. So I want to run that. I want to see how those feel. The way this is set up with the 20 and this ESC motor combo and a 1200 pack, it's great. It's it feels really smooth. Servo gives it really good holding line, turning. It just feels solid. It's not like driving an RC10 back in the day. And then, it's just real responsive. So I'm going to touch base on a little bit of this car, because I've seen a lot of videos out there now. And it seems like guys are tearing this thing apart. And I think it's because there's two groups of people that are buying this buggy right now. Okay, I think, for one, if you're an RC10 enthusiast, if you've had RC10s your whole life, or you drove them as a kid, I think you mostly appreciate this for the nostalgic part of it, the gold pan and stuff like that. The belt drive system on it is surprisingly smooth for me. I don't know how well the video will pick it up, but I'll just do it. It's surprisingly smooth. I don't know how well the video will pick that up. I'm actually shocked that it doesn't hit here much. And I'll be honest, it's still tight. They say you want to loosen that up a little bit, but I had runs outside. It was running no problem. So I'm really shocked that this system is this smooth. I really am. I drove it around. I idled it for a little bit to break it in a little bit. Other than that, I think what this buggy, guys that are tearing it apart, and I saw some videos where there's some really bad ones out there, but these are like guys that are like maybe Kyosho, fan people, or Tamiya fan people. It just seems like they want to tear it, associate it apart. Yeah, we all know that they came out with this and it resembles factory works, the whole concept, the idea, the layout. Yes, I mean, did they get tips and tricks from it? I believe they did. It's the setup's a little bit different from all the photos I see. I don't have a 1041. I want to buy one. If he allows me to buy one, I'll buy one, because I've got a bunch of RC10s I can donate. I've got some on the shelves in here, and I got more over there. I would totally run both. I like the pulleys. I like the belt pulleys that are on the 10.4, the aluminum ones. They're a bigger ratio on those other ones I noticed in pictures, unless they're, I don't know how many teeth, but I like to see one of those in person. So these guys that been tearing this thing apart, saying, "Oh, it's not well thought out," to me it is, because it's just an RC10 to me. That's all this is to me. It's nothing different than any other RC10 I've ever had. Yes, it comes with the wider arms and an updated B7 type front end. But, the CVDs are not an issue for me. I followed the instructions. I followed the updated videos. We're mounting the holes. I put the extra limiters in the shocks. You can see mine is not, let me zoom in. It's not popping out at all. That's tension right now. So I think if you use those spacers right and you don't have your arms sagging too far, you're not going to have an issue with that. I really believe that. So touching back on this thing, this kit to me is an upgraded RC10 kit. You know, you're getting the turnbuckles, you're getting modern turnbuckles, a modern bell crank system that works with this diff in the front. It totally works. You know, it's like, it seems like you're not going to get that much movement, but it doesn't take much the way the ratio is on that thing. And the belt system works, you know, I really, really like it. I'm no regret, very happy about this. I drove my son's, I drove mine. They drive very similar, even though I have a rc10 system and he's got a hobby wing, which is really a good, you know, the motor was like 120 in his, but the ESC was that budget, 62 easy run. And that is a really good ESC. I'm going to use that on a couple other builds. Maybe that that Kyosho four-wheel drive. Anyways, that's what this thing is. I think this is mainly for, you know, the guys that have had RC10s their whole life, or that's just what they're about. You know, if you like Tamiya plastic kits, I'm not a Tamiya guy, guys. I'm not. I honestly, the Avante's nice, but you know, it's not a great driver. But I'm not the biggest fan of Tamiya. Do I like looking at them and I like seeing them because of nostalgia? Yeah, of course. They've been around forever, but I just don't like the way they're built. I never have. I've never been a Tamiya fan. I've had T802s. I've had, you know, things like the F1s. I love the F1s, as basic, as cheap as those are. I loved racing those in the 90s for sure. No doubt about it. So when I see these guys tearing this thing apart, I just think that they're not looking at this as an RC10 like we do, like the enthusiasts, the guys in all RC10 talk or wherever. You know, it's a little bit different for us, I think. So I think if you're just, outside the box, you know, don't even buy it if you think that you're not going to, you know, because that's a lot of cash to spend on one of these if you're not really buying it for, you know, your childhood memories or something like that. You know, everybody wanted a four-wheel drive version. I mean, that was just the thing. Everybody wanted the four-wheel drive RC10 Gold Pan, and it was unobtainable. You know, it was just, a lot of us couldn't afford it. Not until we got older, you know. You know, I love this thing. You know, do I wish I had this instead of a 10.4? I don't know. I'd rather have both. I just hope that the part support remains on this for this. They have parts out of stock, but I just hope that they keep the belts, the gears, all that stuff in stock, especially for the front. I know it's just a stealth in the back, but I like it a lot. You know, I like it that we can use regular modern front wheels. That works. And I'm happy they did go with the wider arms, because these wheels would look silly with the old school arms, the original 8485s. And I've got them on other cars over there. Actually, I've got some Andys I was gonna swap out for. But I might not. I might just leave them now. I don't know if they'll even work because of the hubs. But anyways, yeah. And you know what's also surprising? These shocks, they work really well too. I mean, I got this. The back's perfect. There's no slushing. There's no air in there. The fronts need some work, but the backs, perfect. It's solid, and I don't even have them adjusted at all. So, but you know, my thoughts on this thing, guys. I love it. I know we can get some tweaks and share some knowledge on tips and tricks on these things for setup. Yeah, and you know what else? I mentioned in the video, I broke this tower. This tower is broke still, right here. When I was taking it off, trying to get it loose, it didn't take much to break it, because there's like a 3/16 or a little bit more area here that just all that holds the tower between the two. So if I make a new tower, I might just make a little cross brace here or something like that. So I like, you know, a lot of guys make comments on these contrast. They must not have had RC cars in the 80s and 90s, because we love this contrast. The shock bodies with the caps, the blue. I love that, man. I think it's such good contrast. I don't get why people are tearing it apart for things like that. Oh, it's a part spin car? No, it's not. It's a car how I would want to build it. That's crazy, man. Yeah, do I want it to look exactly like an RC? I mean, it does, other than the shocks. I mean, it would have been cool to have like big bore shocks, threaded shocks even. But this is an RC10 classic Gold Pan four-wheel drive. You can't expect too much. You know, the price was a little high. I think the price margin was off over $100 personally. But you know, that's what ever since Associated has done in China. That's just the modern way of doing things. So, But all right, I digress. I'm gonna get off of here. My first run went really well. My Spectrum radio, I love it on here. I'll have more videos with my son running, and we got to get some more wheels for the back. I'm using a lot of my B44 wheels for the front. He actually has the spike ones in there, but I just grabbed some B44 wheels I had laying around from B44 days, because that was the last four-wheel drive I had. I haven't had anything newer than that. So, but all right, guys, well, like, subscribe, hit that notification. That's just kind of like my insight now on after building and running it. I just got to finish up tightening up the receiver, get the body painted, get my gear cover on, all that stuff. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification. See you in the next one. Peace out.